This may look like just another high school baseball game at Muskegon's Marsh Field, but this recent contest between West Michigan Christian and the Muskegon Big Reds was the official Centennial Game, a celebration of the state of Michigan's oldest living minor league ballpark.
Anybody that played serious baseball in Muskegon would have Marsh Field as their home field.
Muskegon historian Mark Okinen says professional baseball was already popular in the city in the 1880s, but all levels of the game grew to new heights when local industrialist and baseball supporter Charles W. Marsh bought 4 square blocks of property at Laketon Avenue and Peck Street.
And cleared the land and built this wooden grandstand, which at that time was state-of-the-art. You know, it was just a beautiful palace.
The 1940s may have been the high point of Marsh Field's long history. That's when Muskegon High won 55 straight games. It was also home to minor league teams like the Muskegon Reds, a Class C affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Then it hosted the Class A Muskegon Clippers for the Chicago White Sox franchise, before finishing with a brief stint as the Class A club of the Yankees. Now, the Tigers and White Sox major league clubs even played exhibition games here.
The Chicago White Sox Class A club is at Muskegon, Michigan, under the able management of Benny Huffman. Leon Cato, Muskegon outfielder, is shown as he makes a speedy recovery and quick peg to cut down an overambitious base runner.
In 1947, the Muskegon Lassies of the Professional All-American Girls Baseball League drew nearly 140,000 fans. Marsh Field was used for other events, but in 1919, it was deeded to the city, and it reportedly included a special provision
that the city would own this property, but it had to have a baseball field and or a recreation area, nothing else. In other words, they couldn't convert it into office buildings and anything else. So that, in a way, kind of made Marsh Field a permanent piece of the landscape here in Muskegon.
Marsh Field did experience some lean years during its 100-year tenure, but in 2010, some local residents and businessmen decided this iconic ballpark is too valuable to just let slip away.
It needed a facelift, basically, and that's kind of what we did.
Pete Gakowski played Little League, high school, and even college baseball on this field. Now, as part of the group who took over control and maintenance of the ballpark, he appreciates the cooperation he receives from the financially strapped Port City officials.
Most of the money in here is private. Obviously the city's help. We've had some really good sponsors that have helped us out with the lights and the scoreboard and the infield and things like that, the sound system. So it's been a community effort as well too. But yeah, the city has been great, and anything we need, they offer it. They come in and they help, and they've been really good to work with.
Every year, the Alliance implements a major improvement project. And the current collegiate baseball team, the Clippers, are trying to revitalize a fan base, co-starring Marsh Field. Throughout the years, other baseball supporters like Muskegon's Mr. Baseball, Harry Potter, and Muskegon Area Sports Hall of Famer Les David played key roles in preserving the life and integrity of the ballpark. And Okinen thinks C.W. Marsh would be proud to see it's still operational, connecting yesterday with today.
Oh, I think he'd be thrilled to death to see how well the field is. And if he were around and he had the money, he wouldn't have just tore down the old wooden stadium. He'd have probably built a more structure just like it, only with modern materials.
The old grandstand was demolished back in the 1950s. But it seems nearly everyone who ever participated at any level of baseball in Western Michigan at one time or another played in this ballpark. And maybe that's the best way to measure the impact of Marsh Field, not by the famous names that appeared here, like Grover Cleveland, Hank Greenberg, and even Satchel Paige, not by the number of championships it hosted, not even by its attendance figures, but rather by the sum total of fond memories and its longevity. Yes, Michigan's oldest minor league ballpark is still in use today. 100 years and counting. I'm Fred Inglis for Local Sports Journal.